Take one.
Go.
Go.
Ready, set, go.
Okay. Hi.
All right.
Welcome back. Second time, round 2. Hello.
Well, we didn't introduce ourselves the last time. I'm Mia.
I'm Tay. Hi. See, this is why we didn't introduce ourselves. It's weird. Like all you people that can naturally introduce yourselves, like, good job, because it doesn't feel right. I just want you to know who I am, and I don't want to have to tell you about it.
Yeah,
it's so naturally start a podcast, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right.
We have fun things to talk about today.
All right.
But first, everyone, pull out your co-stars. Maybe we'll write a jingle for it. Like, it's co-star time. Yeah. And then
not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Please sponsor me, co-star. I love your work. Everyone pull it out, pull it up, download it, get it going. It's like the fun little time to read your co-star.
Okay, so what's our co-star say for today?
You and Michelle. Oh, that's your full name. Oh my God. You and Mea. Sorry. Didn't mean to be so formal. You and Mea at a summer music festival. I explore all the different stages of music. Mea starts a mosh pit. Classic Mea. We both eat plants that we find on the ground. So.
Right.
Seems
I think
legit.
That's super accurate, but
you would start a mosh pit. You'd probably accidentally do it. Like, someone might trip on you and like think you pushed them, and then all of a sudden we're swinging. You know what? Story time. I've been in a mosh pit, but in the most unlikely of places. I actually accidentally was in a mosh pit at a Jesse McCartney concert, and you might be asking, how is that possible? Well. This was in his flop era. I think he's on the comeback. Beautiful Soul. He was up there. He had a flop era. He's back in his flop era. He was doing college concerts, and that's how you know it's kind of a flop era, when like you literally just go to weird, uninterested college kids, and like they're the only ones. Big fan Jesse, love you. So I elbow my way to the front, because this is like literally outside, like on a stage, there's no chairs. I elbow my way to the front. Of course, he had an opener, where these like random kids band from the college that it was at, and they started a mosh pit. The lead singer jumps off of the stage and just starts pushing people, and I'm like, dude, read the audience. We are all here for Jesse McCartney. Why are you starting a mosh pit? And I'm in the front, so I get moshed with the best of them. And that, kids, is how I got into a mosh pit at a Jesse McCartney concert.
That definitely doesn't sound, I mean, I would not expect that from a Jesse McCartney concert.
No one did. And no one really even wanted to be there. But the singer literally just started pushing people, and we're like, we want Jesse. Bring out Jesse. But yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, let's talk about new things. Speaking of new things, that was my first mosh pit ever. Scary.
Right.
Wouldn't do again. Would not do again.
Not voluntary.
I'm not a mosh pitter.
Okay. Well,
but why is starting things scary? Why is starting new things so scary? First of all, do you like starting new things? I guess I shouldn't just assume they're scary. Do you like to try new things?
I personally don't. It's something that gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you, there's different levels of new things though too. Like, they're not all the same level. So like going and trying a new restaurant is not the same as, say, starting a new job. Okay? Those are two different like spectrums. So I feel like there's different things that comes with different types of new things, if that makes sense.
But like I like my comfort zone.
Same.
So, like, regardless of what it is, I don't like to leave it.
No.
I was actually talking about this today. This is why I don't really eat seafood.
Okay.
So I have this weird hypochondriacness that I'm allergic to seafood because I never ate it as a kid. Like my family's just not like a shrimp or seafood person. I ate chicken nuggets, so I like chicken. As an adult, after developing high anxiety, I was like, well, I've never had seafood before. It's new. It's scary. What if I'm allergic to it? And then I go into the what if spiral on things. And then it's like I didn't even want to try it in case some weird slight chance something would happen. But I did work through it. I did try it. There are 2 types of fish I will eat. So we got through it. But it was scary and it sucked.
I think a lot of people, like you said, want to stay in their comfort zone, and for whatever reason, there's a fear surrounding whatever it is they don't want to try. Or maybe they've heard of like a bad experience from somebody else, or even just like going somewhere or doing something you've never done before. There's so many unknowns, I guess, that it just makes it harder to, oh, let's go try this. Let's go do this.
But it's also difficult when you see some people try things so effortlessly. Like they just don't care. Like they're like,
right.
Like I want to be like that. Like just like, well, we'll figure it out if something happens. They're like reactive people as opposed to like planners. Like you and I were just talking about this. You're like, right. I'm a big planner, and I'm like, we'll wing it. But that's not great either. It's like certain things I'm fine winging. Other things I can't eat a fish stick because I'm scared I'm gonna be allergic. Why?
No, that makes total sense. And I don't know that there's a specific reason that it's like that other than there is a fear of the unknown. So you trying seafood, for instance, that was something different for you. And it's something that you're not used to. If you're not used to something, then that makes it hard to want to try it. Yep. I went on my first trip last summer by myself with nobody going with me.
Ever?
And ever. Like, I'd never gone on a trip by myself.
And you did it.
And yeah, I was meeting up with friends, but I was well prepared for my trip. There's always a little bit of anxiety. I was going to a place I hadn't been before, a town I'd never been to before. There was lots of road construction and even some detours and just figuring out where I had to go. And, there's different anxieties that come with that type of thing, trying the new thing. But there's so many other little things in the thing that you're trying. So like I was going to meet new friends or meet friends that I hadn't met in person. I was going to a city I'd never been to. It's just a lot.
That is a lot. Now, how did you feel after you like did all those things and it was like a good time? Were you like relieved? Were you like, oh hell yeah, I did it? Like,
it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I went. I'm somebody who will I will find an excuse not to do whatever the new thing is. Like, oh, well, I don't really need to do that. My life's pretty good without it.
I will literally be like, my throat's a little dry. I should really wait until I have a cough drop and then I can do something. But then it's like, well, like for example, with the podcast, it's like, oh, well, you can come up with 100 reasons why you shouldn't just start something. We were even talking about this, like when we started our Twitch channels, like, oh, I don't have the most professional camera. I don't have X, Y, and Z figured out yet, so I shouldn't start something. Where it's like, be prepared to an extent, but also you have to learn. And half of that is just doing something, not just like, right. You're not going to be, it's like reading a book versus doing a skill. It's like you can read the books, you can be prepared, but until you physically practice something, it's like you're not going to actually understand what it is.
It took me over a year to start my Twitch channel.
I remember this.
I have Word documents because I'm a planner. Tay is more, let's go with the flow. I'm a planner. I have a page and a half just of names that I was thinking about naming my channel. So I didn't have a camera when I started. I didn't know anything about streaming. I'd watched maybe 2 streams on Twitch before I streamed.
You were like, yep, that's
I'm
me.
like, yeah. I mean, the whole thing started off as a joke. I didn't really think I was ever going to stream. And then one day I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. I text my sister, I'm like, hey, you wanna stream with me tonight? Never done it. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have a camera. Didn't have a plan. And I'm like, you know what? If nobody watches, nobody watches. Like, nobody's watching me now when I play games with my sister. So, what's the worst that's going to happen? Nobody's gonna watch.
Mm-hmm. And then
sometimes
it's even better sometimes when you just have a moment to yourself.
Well, and I'm like, sometimes you just have to think of it like that. What's the worst that's going to happen from this experience? Or trying this new thing? The worst that happens is maybe I don't like it. Maybe I don't enjoy it. Hopefully you don't have an allergic reaction.
Well, yeah. As long as it's to an extent, as long as it's safe. But
Right.
even like things that literally, what we were talking to one of our friends about, they have a we can talk about this, right? They have a crush on somebody that works at like a store that they frequent, and we keep encouraging them, like, just talk to them. What's the worst that happens? But it's like the fear of rejection is crazy, right? So like,
Right.
it's easy for us to sit there and be like, oh, well, what's the worst that could happen? But then like actually you having to do it and being like, well, what if they don't like me? Like, that sucks too.
Right.
That's like all part,
Yeah.
even whether it's a person, whether it's like failing, like trying and failing, or like not being successful or being bad at it, it sucks.
Right. It really does. And with that person, like, yeah, they could be rejected, but what's going to happen if they're rejected? Like, they can still go to that place.
Yep.
Will they feel comfortable going to that place?
Assert
Maybe
your
not.
dominance. Assert your dominance. Go back anyway. No.
Like, I just accepted a new job a month and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And there are days that are really uncomfortable, and there are days I really don't enjoy it, but I went for it, I tried it, and I can say, hey, I've got this experience now. Even if it doesn't work out.
Yep. And speaking of jobs and new things, like, we wanted this year, we had back in January, we made a list of ins and outs. We still have the list. It's just that was going to be our first episode originally. See, we kept planning things and pushing things back, things that were in and things that were out. And a lot of it was us ins. We wanted new things. We wanted to try new things, even if we were bad. We wanted to try new hobbies. We wanted to try new things. Well, speaking of jobs, I'm trying to now think of, maybe I work from home, right? So it's cushy, it's easy, I have a computer, whatever. I'm trying to like excel forward, and that's probably going to require me having a lengthy commute at least a couple times a week. And I'm in my comfort zone right now. I'm in my bubble. I work from home. I have my dogs. I don't have to talk to people all day. I get to wear sweatpants. Like, I'm thriving, other than like, I've been doing this a year and a half now. I want more money. I want to have like a cooler title. Like, I want all those things that people want. So like, I'm going to have to figure it out. And you took that step already. You're like, all right, I'm taking a new position. This is new. This is scary. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. But like, you're doing it. I want to do it. I want to do it too, Mea. I want to do it too.
I mean, it's scary, but if you don't try, if you don't do it, you're never going to know if you actually like it.
Yeah.
Or if it's something that's actually good for you. Just because you try something doesn't mean you'll like it. Doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. Doesn't mean it's going to be this amazing thing that you've built it up to be. Or it could be something that you think is going to be terrible, and it could be great. You don't know.
Mm-hmm. And then even if you're not great at it, like, let's say it's like art. Like, I like to paint. I'm not the world's best painter, but it's really cool when you see just progress. Like, progress over perfection is what they say, right? It's like, and also screw perfection, screw even progress. You could be the world's worst singer. If you want to just go sing and try singing or do karaoke, like just go do it. Like who cares?
Right.
No one cares. Just do things that you want to do this year. That's my pitch.
Yep. Go try new
internet.
things.
We're gonna try new things. That's like our thing. And you guys are gonna keep us accountable because we're gonna mention things and then we're just gonna have to make sure we try them and then let you guys know how it went. Because like it's easy to say do. We gotta do it too.
Right.
We do.
Exactly.
So I think next week or next was bi-weekly. Let's talk about some new things that we're gonna try coming up. Okay. Cool.
All right, everybody, go try your new things.
Okay. We're gonna leave you with some parting instructions. Download CoStar. Add me as a friend on it. My username is what's my username? It like defaulted.
I'll tell you. Hold on. You can keep going with your list.
Download CoStar. Add me as a friend. I want to know everyone's not sponsored. Please sponsor us. I want to know everyone's compatibility. I want to know how many smiley faces I have. Then I want you to pick something new to try. It could be small. It could be big. It could be ginormous. You could have even maybe tried it previously and you want to try it again. That still counts. Just do something new this bi-weekly until we see you again and we'll see how it went. Just give it 2 weeks. You can do anything for 2 weeks. It doesn't have to be consistently. Just try one new thing in the next 2 weeks. Yeah. Yep. What's my username?
Your username's @DAHLT.
Yep. Add me and comment if you love CoStar and then tag them in the comment and ask them to sponsor us. But we're not sponsored. We should be. We just really love it. It's really a good time. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye. Bye.